going on, everybody? Here at Calvary Cemetery, right outside of Nashville, Tennessee. And I'm going to show you a few graves here. I'm going to show you the grave of Frank Wycheck, who played for the Tennessee Titans for quite a few years. He was a tight end. I'm going to show you Mike Heimerdinger, who was the offensive coordinator of the Tennessee Titans under Jeff Fisher for a long time. I'm going to show you Eddie Rabbitt, which probably a lot of you may know or may not know. And then I'm going to show you, we're going to start off with a man by the name of Walter Sullivan. And I'm going to show you his grave, his wife's grave, and kind of tell you a little bit about his story. But anyways, it is a cloudy, windy, rainy day here in Nashville, Tennessee. But I'm going to show you a few graves here at Calvary Cemetery. So here we go. Just to kind of show you a little bit where we're at, that is the skyline of Nashville, if you can see it a little bit. All the clouds, the rain. We're going to walk over here to see the grave of Walter Lawrence Sullivan. And this is not his grave, but this is the grave of his daughter-in-law, Lolita Newland Sullivan, March 22nd, 1953, and June 9th, 2018. This is the grave of his wife, Jane Harrison Sullivan. She was born on Christmas, December 25th, 1923, October 5th, 2022. So she was 98 years old. And then right here is Walter Lawrence Sullivan, January 4th, 1924, August 15th, 2006. So Mr. Walter, he was an author. He was an advocate for the preservation of American Southern literature. He dedicated his life to promote the literacy and culture traditions of the South. He was born and raised here in Nashville, Tennessee, and was a graduate of Vanderbilt University and the University of Iowa. He taught at Vanderbilt for over 50 years. Says that he was a disciple of the fugitive and agrarian movements, which was a coalition of authors seeking to promote and preserve Southern culture and literature. He used his writing and organizational skills to propagate their mission. He won several awards, including the O. Henry Award, the Southern Heritage Award, and it is really windy out here, and I do apologize about that. And he won the Robert Hellman Prize for his literacy works. Some of his best-known writings include the novels Sojourn of a Stranger, The Long, Long Love, and A Time to Dance. Nonfiction writings include his critically acclaimed memoir, Alan Tate, A Recollection, and The War the War the Woman Lived. And he was a founding member of the Fellowship of Southern Writers and president of charter member of the Society of the Study of Southern Literature. He died in his hometown here in Nashville, Tennessee. So yeah, he was a pretty well-known author. Wrote a bunch of literature. And was an advocate for Southern literature. So that is his grave and his wife's grave. Alright, so the next one is Mike Heimerdinger. And it's kind of hard to see it. It's got his face on there. It says Michael William Heimerdinger, October 13th, 1952, September 30th, 2011. And then it says down here, Book of Ecclesiastes. And the rain is starting to fall again. Just kind of give you an idea where we're at here. So Mike Heimerdinger, he was a football coach. He was an American football coach who held various coordinator and position coach roles during 18 seasons in the NFL. But he began his career by coaching high school football in Illinois. And then he held positions with 6 different college football teams. And I apologize again for the wind. He was most recently the offensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans, a position he served from 2000 to 2004, and then again from 2008 to 2010. He was an assistant coach for the Denver Broncos, succeeding Gary Kubiak, who took the head coaching position with the Houston Texans. He played wide receiver at Eastern Illinois University from 1970 to 74 and was roommates with Mike Shanahan. He was then the wide receivers coach at the University of Florida when they won 2 consecutive SEC titles in 1984 and 1985. And then after that, he was the receivers coach for Mike Shanahan with the Denver Broncos from 1995 to 1999. He was also offensive coordinator for the New York Jets for the 2005 season. But prior to that, he held positions in college football as Duke's offensive coordinator, Rice's offensive coordinator, Cal State Fullerton's offensive coordinator, the University of Florida wide receivers coach, and North Texas State's quarterback coach, and the U.S. Air Force Academy's wide receivers coach. While he was with the Tennessee Titans, he coached players such as Eddie George, Derek Mason, Hall of Fame lineman Bruce Matthews, and Steve McNair. He helped head coach Jeff Fisher lead the Titans to the playoffs in 2000, 2002, and 2003. And he was hired by the Jets in 2005 as the offensive coordinator. And let's see here. Let's see, the Titans had a 13-3 record in 2010, won the AFC South title. But on November 24th, 2010, he began to undergo chemotherapy for cancer that had been recently diagnosed. And he was the offensive coordinator and was expected to assume the Titans quarterback coach Dole Loggins and offensive line coach Mike Munchak during his absence. However, Heimerdinger continued coaching every game throughout the remainder of the season, and he died at age 58 in 2011 from cancer. And then right up there, where the cross is in the middle of the screen, is the family plot of Eddie Rabbit. We're going to go up there and see those graves. Alright, so we are approaching the graves of the Rabbit family. And we'll start out here. Thomas Michael Rabbit, born in Ireland, September 11th, 1899, died in Nashville, December 23rd, 1990. This is Eddie Rabbit's father. It says a great dad and a great Irish fiddle player. And beside him, I'll just show you the grave right there. It's got a cross. Beside him is Eddie's brother, John J. Rabbit, U.S. Navy, Vietnam, May 5th, 1944 to July 3rd, 1994. And then beside him is their mother, May Joyce Rabbit, born in Ireland, July 29th, 1904, died in Nashville, June 2nd, 1998. A real Irish woman. So that is the parents and brother of Eddie Rabbit right there. And this is a family plot all through here. And then up here you will see Eddie and his son. This is Eddie's son right here, Timothy Edward Rabbit, beloved son of Janine Girardi Rabbit and Edward Thomas Rabbit. August 12th, 1983, July 16th, 1985. And he had, it was either a liver or a kidney, I can't remember, but he had surgery and fortunately didn't live after that. He was almost 2 years old when he passed. And then beside him is Eddie Rabbit. So Eddie, full name was Edward Thomas Rabbit, November 27th, 1941, and May 7th, 1998. In love and memory of my dearest Irish-American husband. So Mr. Rabbit, he was a singer, a songwriter. He was an American country songwriter and singer whose parents were Irish immigrants, as we just saw. His father was a proficient fiddle and accordion player, and his mother was a singer. He was born in Brooklyn, New York, and raised in East Orange, New Jersey. He was one of the most innovative country artists of all time. His recording career began in 1964, but did not establish himself until he moved to Nashville in 1968. His earliest success was as a songwriter. In 1970, he wrote the song Kentucky Rain. with Derek Hurd. And in 1974, Ronnie Milsap had his first #1 country single with the Eddie Rabbitt composition, Pure Love. In 1975, he signed to Elektra Records. And from 1976 to 1990, he had 34 consecutive top 10 hits on the country charts, with 16 reaching #1. He was a 35-year-old with his first country hit. Many of those songs were crossover hits on the pop charts. Among the biggest crossover hits were You and I, as a duet with Crystal Gayle, Step by Step, Suspicions, Both to Each Other, Friends and Lovers, Driving My Life Away, which was from the 1980 movie Roadie. And he also wrote I Love a Rainy Night. Even though it's not nighttime here, it's been a rainy day. And that song reached #1 on both the pop and country charts. The biggest success on the country charts came in 1979 with the title song from the 1978 Clint Eastwood movie, Every Which Way But Loose. In 1990, the single Running with the Wind reached #8. On Second Thought, reached #1 on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart. In March of 1997, he was diagnosed with lung cancer. Even though it was aggressively treated, yet he died the following year here in Nashville at the age of 56. He had a history of being a heavy cigarette smoker. Yep. He only received the top new male vocalist from the ACM Awards in 1977. Even with his numerous country Billboard Hot 100 hits and sold out concerts, that was the only award he ever received. And right in front of us, the big white headstone with the angel kneeling down is the grave of Frank Wycheck. We'll get down here and we'll talk about him. So it's got the last name Wycheck. Frank John, October 14th, 1971, December 9th, 2023. It says down at the bottom here, for he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. Psalms 91:11. Can I show you the grave here a little bit? Still needs some grass seed a little bit. So for some reason I thought he was cremated and his ashes were buried here, but I talked to a man that worked here to help me find some of these graves. I actually helped me find all of them. They said no, his body is here. He wasn't cremated. So Mr. Wycheck, he was a professional football player. He played for 11 seasons in the NFL. He played high school at the Archbishop Ryan High School in Philadelphia. He played college football at the University of Maryland. He was selected by the Washington Redskins during the 6th round of the 1993 NFL Draft. And he was a contributor to Tennessee's winning of the AFC title in 1999, which resulted in the one and only appearance of the Super Bowl. That was in January of 2000. Individually, he distinguished himself when he achieved Pro Bowl honors 3 times, from 1998 to 2000. In 155 career regular season games, he compiled 505 receptions for 5,126 yards and 28 touchdowns. He also played with the Tennessee Titans for several years. After retiring as a player, he served as a color analyst for the Tennessee Titans broadcast. Wycheck stated he had been suffering from head trauma issues that he sustained during his football career. And unfortunately, while he was at home, he fell and hit his head, I believe, and he died because of that. He was only 52 years old. But also, I want to mention that he was on the morning program here at the local sports radio show 104.5 The Zone, and he did that for a lot of years as well. So not only did he do the color analyst for the Titans games, but he also was on the morning sports talk radio show here in Nashville. And boy, that wind is whipping. All right, I think I'm going to head on out. Those are the graves I was going to show you here at Calvary Cemetery. Well, from a very windy June day here at Calvary Cemetery, that's going to do it for this video. Frank's grave is behind me. But hope you enjoy the video. Appreciate you watching. And just be kind to people out there. Be humble. Stay nice. And yeah, just those things. You never know what people's going through. So anyways, thank you and good night.